It's such a breathtaking land, isn't it, Lord Dalhousie? Hard to believe it's been 20 years since the failed American invasion.
Yes, Colonel By, but that's why the canal is still a necessity.
Heaven only knows when the next invasion will strike. At least we're prepared now that a safe supply route between Montreal and Kingston has been established. Luckily, the natural geography of the area was suitable for our plans. Following the Rideau and Cataraqui rivers, we only needed to construct 49 locks.
It is an amazing accomplishment, Colonel.
Indeed. Well, it looks like we are prepared to go.
You know, I would have imagined all of this to have been smaller.
Our original plans did call for narrower locks that would accommodate Durham boats, but I petitioned the Board of Ordnance back in England when we started to build. I reasoned that with the arrival of steam-powered ships, we would need a larger canal.
It was a wise decision, Colonel. It's quite majestic.
Even with larger locks, we still managed to finish all 126 miles of the canal in only 5.5 years.
You speak as if it were no trouble at all.
Far from it, Dalhousie, I'm afraid. Not only did my staff draw up plans for the locks and dams, we had to establish settlements for all of our workers and their families. Barracks, a hospital, and support buildings all needed to be constructed. I had over 2,000 workers. To my knowledge, it's the largest construction project the British Empire has ever taken on thus far.
Yes, Colonel. I do believe you are correct. And it is quite remarkable how much man can accomplish using only bare hands and a few tools. Tell me, Colonel, how exactly is it possible to go up through the locks? Wouldn't we be pulled back down?
No, sir. One set of gears is used to open the sluice gates, which allows water to travel between the locks without opening the doors. The other set of chains and pulleys is used to open and close the lock gate doors. When the water level on both sides of the door is stabilized, the doors open and the boat can pass through the gates. It doesn't matter if the vessel is traveling up or down the locks.
It does seem quite complicated.
But easier than carrying a boat on one's back. Who knows? Maybe in 200 years there will be new machinery that will make everything easier to operate.
Fascinating. They're mirror images of each other.
It is remarkable, isn't it? On the left, the Royal Engineers Office. This is where the plans for the canal were drawn up and where we stored many of the surveying tools. These officers worked very closely with the sappers and miners on this project. We barracked the sappers up on top of the hill. It has such a majestic view up there. I hope someday we can build there too. See the bridge up ahead? That's what we're calling Sappers Bridge. It's the first bridge to span the canal.
And the other building?
Ah, yes. That is a commissariat. Like the Royal Engineers Office, it was built in 1827. Essentially, it's our supply house. You see those large doors up high? We use pulleys and ropes to easily load the upper floors. Inside, you'll find supplies of all kinds. Tools, food, rations, and rum.
Haha, all the main essentials,
Beside the extensive storage space, there are also offices for the commissariat staff and a cooper's workshop to build the barrels for supplies. But perhaps the most unique feature of the commissariat is its use as a treasury. Tucked away in the northeast corner of the building, we have a vault. Here, both black powder for blasting and the workers' wages were kept secure.
And how secure would that be?
Are stone walls that are 3 feet thick secure enough?
Impressive.
The walls throughout the rest of the building are only 2.5 feet thick, but it's still plenty of protection to withstand cannon fire. But I cannot take all the credit for the sturdiness of the commissariat. Thomas Mackay and his team of Scottish stone masons built it. They quarried the limestone from the east bank of the canal. And it wasn't an easy job by any means. After hand drilling and blasting the stone, the rock still had to be shaped by hand. The limestone was used for constructing many of the buildings here in Bytown and for the locks. It was a long and dangerous process. We had our share of accidents, whether it be a miscalculated blast, a heavy rock that slipped during a move, or a sharp shard of rock that flew while cutting.
What a terrible life for the navvies working on the canal. What the devil?
A mosquito, my lord! Even if they didn't have enough to worry about with work-related accidents, there was also much disease. Malaria and cholera ran rampant during the construction. Even I became stricken with a bout of malaria.
What was the total cost in terms of human life, Colonel?
I'm not entirely certain on that, sir. At least 500, I'd say. But wouldn't you expect to pay a price for protecting this land? There we are, my lord. We've just traveled the first 8 locks on the way to Kingston.
Splendid. You know, I think this may be the beginning of something truly great.
How so?
Well, think about it. You created this town, Bytown as they call it. It could grow into something bigger, better. You'll be known everywhere. They'll name a market after you, and a school.
Let's not get carried away, my lord.
And of course, you'll have a statue, and maybe a main road with your name on it too. Oh, and a lake for certain.